Hey y'all, I'm Led, and this is Led Around Town. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Led Around Town. I'm your host, Led Aceves, and today we're coming to you from Iggy's. Let's go check it out. All right, so I'm here with Cody today at Iggy's Italian Ice in downtown San Angelo, Texas.
So the story with me is I lived in Florida for a few years, a long time ago, and me and my buddies would go to an Italian ice place down there, and it's the first time I'd ever had it, and one bite in, I was hooked. So we'd go there all the time, and I loved it. And I eventually moved away from Florida, and I would go and look for it everywhere I could, and I couldn't find it. So the next step for me was, okay, now how do I make it? Because I can have it if I make it. So a few years went by, and I had my recipes and figured out how to make it. So I came back to visit family and friends here in Angelo, and kind of came up with the idea of why not try a store, see how it goes.
What is the difference between Italian ice and a snow cone, or any other thing?
Probably the number one question I get all the time. So essentially, a snow cone is ice with a syrup poured on it.
Okay.
Italian ice is a combination of fruit, sugar, and water that we put into an ice cream machine. So it's all made together. So where with a snow cone you may get some parts that are just ice, some parts that are just flavor. The Italian ice is closer to like a sorbet. It's a super soft ice that you can smooth around with a spoon, but it's still firm enough that it'll hold its shape. So you can layer that with ice cream, which is what we call a gelati. We make all of our Italian ices and our ice creams in the store itself, and that goes for every one of our locations. So, the couple locations here in San Angelo and in Dallas and Lubbock and all these other locations, they're made in each store.
So that includes not only the ice, but also the ice cream.
Yes, absolutely.
It's homemade.
Yep, we make the ice cream and the Italian ice. We make all of it ourselves.
And are those pretty much original recipes, or do y'all come up with those ideas?
Yeah, we play around with them until we get the flavors we like, and then once we like them, we put them out. This location in downtown, we've been here since November of 15. Previously, we were right up the street at the old bus station, and we opened that one in 2013.
And was that your first store?
Yes, that was the first store there at that location.
I was checking out your menu board, and it says that there are over 130 million different combinations. Now, how did you come to that number?
So basically, we take the total number of flavors that we have, and you put it to the power of the number of layers that we have. So in a large cup, you got 5 layers. So if you got 45-ish, it's probably a little bigger number than that. Now we've added a lot of flavors, but that was the last count we did. So you take that number, to that power. Now, of course, that's counting every possible combination, of any flavor and any layer, multiples, however you want to do it. So before I did this, I actually worked in film and television, and that's what took me to Florida in the first place, was I was going to film school down there. I left Florida to work in film and television out in New Mexico. And like I said, when I moved out there to do that, it just became a hobby and a pastime to try and make Italian ice because I wanted it and never had it. And then kind of snowballed into this. So hobby turned business. We did the decorating all inside, but we also pull in a lot of local artists that want to hang their artwork up on the walls. Like I said, being in film and television, I've seen lots of different artists, and I understand how hard it is to get your work out there. So we were always happy to hang artwork up and try and get the names out for people, for sure.
Iggy is obviously some sort of a reptile.
So Iggy is an iguana.
Okay.
Yeah, so that kind of came about. We were brainstorming ideas for the store, and we thought, well, what would be a fun mascot? What are the kids going to like? What would be fun for them to play with? And we thought, an iguana would be cool. So we said, okay, well, iguana's cool, but what's his name going to be? So obviously Iggy the iguana works, right? And then Iggy's Italian Ice, so it just kind of all fit together, fun with alliteration.
Yeah. And who drew Iggy? Who came up with Iggy?
Iggy was actually a combination drawing between my wife and my sister-in-law.
Okay.
They're both phenomenal artists, so I said, hey, you two, draw me a mascot. Let's see what you come up with.
Okay. Dancing beat. Hi everyone, I'm your best friend, back in town again. Hi everyone, I'm your best friend, back in town again. Let me get you on your dancing beat. Hi everyone, I'm your best friend, back in town again. Let me get you on your dancing beat.
Guys, this is so good. Y'all have got to come check this out. It's awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the show for today. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. Also, if you want to see future episodes, remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you're ever in downtown San Angelo, Texas, remember to check Iggy's out. And remember, put on your boots, have fun, and stay young.